Viera High School held a meeting for parents and players on the football team after an alleged hazing incident led to the coach being sidelined and the season being put on pause.
West 2's Haley Krumblholm joins us live to break down what came from tonight's meeting. Haley, what's the latest?
So basically tonight's meeting was about the next steps, which is going to include anti-hazing training. And it was about letting parents and players know where the football season, which officially starts Friday, stands.
We're not about canceling the season. That's not the goal. It's not why we had the meeting tonight.
Media wasn't allowed in Monday's parent and player meeting, but Dr. Mark Rendell, superintendent of Brevard Public Schools, says he assured parents the football season was on pause, not canceled.
The meeting tonight was to ensure that we can move forward, with the right protocols in place, with the right education and training in place to make sure what happened last week does not ever happen again.
He says two things need to happen for the season to move forward. The culture and climate on the team needs to change, and their investigation into the incident needs to be completed.
That could be fairly quickly, but may not be.
Part of the process will start Tuesday, when all players will participate in an online anti-hazing program. Coaches will receive some education and training too.
That the parents were supportive of going through the training and doing the right thing before we came back. I didn't know how that was going to be taken.
Matt Susan, chairman of the school board, says the coach has been fired from his coaching position, but remains in his role as a PE teacher. He was afraid parents might push back on the coach being removed.
That would have been an indicator that we did have a culture problem, but there wasn't any of that. Every one of the people that were in here today said, we understand what happened and it was horrible.
The district says no decision has been made on whether or not the team will play Friday's game. They're aiming to finish the investigation into what happened Wednesday.
That's a target that we would like to wrap everything up to make those decisions, but they might last longer.
Now, we did try speaking with multiple parents as they left tonight's meeting, but they all declined. The district says that hazing program that the football team is doing will eventually be rolled out for all of their sports teams. And as far as what will happen to the students involved in the actual hazing incident, Susan says that sending them to an alternative school or expulsion are possibilities. Live in Brevard County, Haley Krumblholm, West 2 News.